a third one, dude. I thought it would be good to make a 3 call. I thought that was okay.
It was very much okay. I really like it, and with today's age, threes are all anybody care about. So hopefully this will be the best one.
That's a shitload of them. We should we'll push for the 4-point line next week.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'm not even for it. I'm not even for the 4-point line, but just for number 4 for episode 4, we will. I'll push for the 4-point line next week. But right now, we're on number 3.
Let's roll then.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, how was your week, man? Since there last Monday, I suppose last Tuesday it was.
Busy, man. Swamped.
Yeah.
Again, kind of like not too much interesting to speak of. Just like extra work. I've been. We're a little short-handed, so we got a little bit of extra work opportunity at work. So I've kind of, as much as I don't necessarily want to, have been because I got a trip in a couple weeks. I'm going out of town, so I've just been trying to do a little bit of extra work. Still going to the gym and stuff. Still sticking to my stuff. Yeah, dude, nothing out of the ordinary other than doing a little bit more of what I was doing before. So just doing well. So give me a recap of your week. Did you have anything eventful either in dadhood or otherwise?
Well, fatherhood. Layla's 9-month appointment was there on Friday. That went good. She is officially on the curve in weight and head circumference, so that's awesome. Still not on the curve in length, but she is like 50th, near 50th percentile in both of those. So it was good to see the progress she's made, and then the fact that the doctors are extremely happy and have no real questions for us aside from the ones we had from them, and so it was just good news in general. And then we got stuck in the snowstorm, and that was shit.
Dude,
but
yeah, I heard about the storm. I thought it was crazy how bad you guys got slammed by that, and I didn't get touched. Well, I guess I spoke too soon. I got I got it today, but
yeah, you're getting some right now. We're supposed to get some more there on Friday, apparently. It's really wild. I didn't know that you weren't getting anything until you texted me the other day and asked if I'd seen your mom's vehicle.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. She just went down the street. She went to work for some reason, just to work on something. Like she didn't even have
that actually makes complete sense.
She didn't even have a client. She was just like, I'm gonna go down here. She left her phone at home. I thought she went somewhere and died because I knew the snow was crazy, and I knew that nobody was going anywhere. You guys got 5 or 6 inches over one night, and it was on a Saturday or something. Nobody was doing anything. You know what I mean? So they didn't really jump on clearing the roads, which I don't blame them. It was a weekend.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was shit for sure. But aside from that, just readjusting from work from the long break. The students came back there yesterday, so just getting ready for this spring semester and looking forward to the summer. Started doing some planning for some future events. Got a little Valentine's Day trip planned, and then I got a couple out-of-state work conferences that I'm hopefully going to get to go to. So
yeah,
a lot of stuff in the future that I'm looking forward to, but really just a lot of planning and catching up here this past week.
Yeah, dude, our little recap segment at the beginning is going to be real stale until episode 6.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, unless something out of the ordinary happens, which that's kind of usually bad. So, knock on wood there, but
yeah, I could go fully. And I mean, if we want to talk about it, I finally watched the Black Widow movie. I boycotted.
Oh, really?
That movie
Really? I watched
2021.
that a while ago. It was okay.
Yeah, me and Faith both really liked it. I had a couple complaints. Overall, I thought it was good, and it doesn't deserve the low rating or the low social media rating that it had received. It was definitely made for women. And there was just a few points where, I looked at Faith and I was like, okay. They're getting a little, and
all right.
She completely agreed with me. But then on the nerd aspect of it, that my only complaint was they made Taskmaster a girl, and though it made sense for the storyline, I'm pretty sure he's a he.
Yeah, like in everything that I've ever seen,
Yeah.
Taskmaster is a guy. Yeah.
So that was my only complaint in terms of what they didn't get, because I don't really know a lot about the Black Widow storyline. But I saw that the Thunderbolts movie is coming out in a few months, and I told Faith, I said, well, now we have to watch it, and
Yeah.
I'm very glad that we did. That was dope.
I will say one thing though that I guess I get why they did make Taskmaster a woman, because or why they had that window. It was because now somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I might be dead wrong. I used to know this probably for sure, but I've been so tapped out of the superhero stuff the past couple years that I'm not sure. But I believe in most things, Taskmaster is always anonymous. He's like kind of like the Joker. Like they don't know who he actually is. So I think that's kind of why they. But it's usually a man because he's like huge and sounds like a man.
Well, see, for me, the only reason I put forth that he's a guy is because they actually, if you look at the comics, they address it as a he. And
yeah, they do a lot.
So because they're addressing it, it's like you just have to. I don't know. I just kind of put the pieces together, but I may be wrong. Either way, it did not defeat the movie. It made the movie better because it played into it even more.
Yeah, because it was a pretty solid movie in terms of post Endgame stuff. Out of post Endgame stuff, Black Widow was pretty.
Yeah,
good.
It was really good, and they did good at like tying it together in terms of jumping back and showing you the years. And like I was a little confused at first, but then I instantly picked up probably 2 minutes in. I was like, okay, this is like all fake, because what I knew about Natasha was not her growing up in Ohio. So I just was really confused for the first bit.
Yeah, dude. I guess that'll show you what people will do to get the hell out of Ohio.
Yeah, he joined the Russian mafia and become the best spy ever.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
One of the only two non-soups to be a part of the Avengers, so that's pretty cool. Good for her.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever watched the Hawkeye series, but they kind of sprinkled in a little thing. I think it's so funny that we're talking about shit that came out like 2 or 3 years ago, because people are gonna, if anybody does watch this, they're gonna be like, yeah, dude, we know. But
yeah, they're definitely tuning out at this point, and we're sorry.
Yeah.
We'll move forward.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, we will move forward in about a minute. I got one more thing to say, but yeah, they threw in like. They kind of sprinkled in that Hawkeye was a human, because I don't know if you ever saw his series, but he like pretty much went deaf. He has to use like a hearing aid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then somebody asked him, they were like, so what's with the hearing aid? And then it just showed a whole bunch of flashbacks of the old Avengers movies of explosions. He said, I forget exactly what he said, but it was something like, I'm not really sure. It was hard to tell or hard to pin down or something like that. But I was like, that's funny, because they threw a little bit of realism in there. Like that guy would be deaf as shit. He would be.
Yeah, he would have to have super like.
Oh, dude, he'd have had like 4
Avengers
hip replacements probably. Then again, dude, that it's crazy. That guy got in a snowmobile accident, like real life, like Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, dude. Oh my. It wasn't a snowmobile. Wasn't it a snow plow accident?
It was something like that, dude.
He was
almost
plowing.
fucking died. Yeah.
He was plowing and his plow like flipped over or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was something wild. But I was like, man, you're a real life Avenger, you fucking little white boy.
Yeah. He's
Calm down,
probably tougher in real life than in the movie.
I mean, yeah, they make him swing with a bow and arrow. Like I've never once seen him with a plow truck.
That'd be pretty sweet. If they bring him back, dude. If they bring him back in another Avengers movie and they give him a scene where he runs over somebody with a fucking snowplow,
just a little homage to you, Renner.
That would be awesome. And if he agreed to that, that would be.
He would definitely agree to it.
What if it was his idea? What if he was just like, hey, I think we should do the funniest thing ever.
Well, I would very much appreciate him. That would bring people back to theaters for those Marvel movies.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, we watched that. I sucked at VR golf as usual. If anybody plays VR golf, hit me up sometime. I'll play with you. I'll suck it up with you. It's so much fun. It's the first video game I've played to where I am equally as bad on the game as what I am in real life to the equivalent. Like, it's really crazy. but sucked at that.
It's a very realistic game.
Yes, very realistic for me. And other than that, I bought some silver and got a nice little case for some of my graded coins. That was about it. That was my week, pretty much.
I guess I'll lead us into what we're going to talk about first, because it kind of ties into a thing that I left out. Over the past week, much like you did, watched the NFL playoffs. Specifically, the Steelers and the Ravens. And that was bad, man. That was tough to watch. Like, the second half was, they showed some fight, finally, but the first half was one of the toughest halves of Steeler football to watch in a while. And not to say that it was the worst half to watch in a while, like not the worst half that we've had, but with it being in the Ravens against the Ravens in the playoffs was one of the most disappointing halves of Steeler football that I have seen in a minute.
Yeah, I'll just add on to you there. I told Faith if we lose by less than 10, I'll be happy. I am shocked we lost by only 14. Mm-hmm. That first half was one of the first halves of football that we've played.
It was
both offensively and defensively. We let them do whatever they wanted.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Whatever the Ravens wanted to do, they did it. And what they wanted to do was run. And they ran. Dude, that was nuts. They at one point in the game, I forget the numbers. I didn't write them down because I was watching a football game. I wasn't thinking about recapping it, but it was. I saw at one point in the game they ran. I guess we could look it up now at some point, but they ran twice the plays that we did. I remember watching the first two quarters. So I went to my girlfriend's house and I watched it with her and her dad, and I just remember watching the game and looking at the game clock as I go. And there's like 3 or 4 minutes left in the second quarter, and I said to them, the Ravens ate up half of each quarter.
Yep. With
one drive each.
Yep. Actually, that was even brought up right before halftime because the announcers were talking about that. And
they ate up half of the first quarter running the football, and they ate up half of the second quarter running the football. Both of those were their own individual drives, and that's all it took was one each.
Yeah. I'm truly shocked we only lost by 14. I thought we would lose by a fair amount more. I as a Steelers fan of a long time, I had a lot of hope for them, especially this season, as every Steelers fan did. The turnaround from the feeling of the second game and then the fourth game when Russ came in to like the eighth game was completely different. And now I don't know what needs changed, but something drastically does need changed just to preserve that like Steelers mentality and the history of like successful, strong football teams.
And you also got to look at how much you're paying that defense, and you can't waste that money or those guys' careers. You have to do something. Like, you have to get out of the first round at some point, some way, somehow. It's I don't know. I'm not a coach. I'm no football expert. I played a little bit in very small single A high school football, so I know next to nothing about running a football team. But that being said, if I know what play you're going to run, knowing as little as I know about football compared to a pro, if I know what play you're going to run 95% of the time, you should probably run different fucking plays. You should probably not be so predictable. So I don't know. I don't even know if it's a player thing we got to mix up. But the play calling, it got a little better without Matt Canada, but not much, dude. Like, it's still cut and dry. Like, it's the same shit every time.
Yep. They find one thing that works one time and then they go with it. I'll add on to what you had just said there. I am not a former football player, pee-wee, middle school, high school, anything. But I am a Steelers fan since I was like 8 years old, and I do my part as a fan of watching the games buying memorabilia, buying hats, doing my part. So they need to do their part as an organization and deliver something more than a first round loss in the playoffs over the past almost decade now. It has been 7 years we have lost in the first round. Why?
Yeah,
why? It's just so frustrating to me that you're right. If you as a football player can recognize it, but if me as a non-football player,
it's like I'm barely a football player compared to these people, but you literally did not play.
I did not play, and I recognize what is wrong. And what's funny, this actually just transitions into another point that I had. We'll just talk about it now. Like, my experience is on Madden, bro. It's on NCAA 07 through 15. So I didn't even have all NCAAs to play with because I wasn't interested. But now I am. But it's still to the point of talking about video games and stuff. I don't know if you had saw it, but there's a I have it in my notes here. There's a university that put out a head coaching position. They have a head coaching position open, so they put it out on LinkedIn. Okay. And Kennesaw State, everybody should look it up if you're watching this. Kennesaw State head coaching job.
If you've played NCAA or college football 25, you know who Kennesaw State is because they are the worst team on the game.
Well, that is even funnier because multiple people that applied to that job over LinkedIn used NCAA 25 as experience on the resume. And if it's okay with everybody, I would just like to read off, because I have it saved here.
Dude, go ahead.
I was thinking, head coaches, this team on the game or whatever. No. These people are, I'm imagining, former high school players that never made it anywhere else, but have degrees in health science of some sort or physical education, and so they can translate, coaching and conditioning, anything like that. It translates over. So the first person, head coach, University of Houston, led the team to national championship victory, implementing advanced game strategies, fostering experienced player performance. They revitalized the program culture, achieving a 20-5 record and one postseason appearance. Recruited and developed elite athletes.
20-5 record. He coached 2 seasons on NCAA and applied for a job. That's fucking sick.
I mean, you did say they're the worst team in the world. Designed and executed innovation training programs. It just gets worse. He's got University of Washington references. This person just listed his references. My wife, my video game players, Ball State, Miami, my mom. Bro, I hope...
Hell yeah, dude. I can
then
also...
Again, though, who's going to be a better reference than your mom? Good for
dude.
you, bro.
I might start using his mom as reference, too.
Yeah, dude. Your mom always talks me up when I call her.
Yeah,
that
dude,
is very smart.
Yeah, shout out to that guy. Shout out to his mom. I hope he got the job, brother.
I'm not going to read this one, but I just want people to know that they could probably look it up on Instagram if they just searched for it at 2BCBF. But another person wrote an entire 2-page letter of recommendation based on the video game.
I thought you were about to say resignation. I was like, yo, he quit? He quit a job he didn't have?
At the very end, he says, additionally, my experience in college football 25 has provided me with a unique and extensive opportunity to simulate coaching and strategic... Dude, this guy formulated a sentence well. He has very good grammar. Look, that's like multiple synonyms in words back to back to back to back. So, it's just impressive that somebody would use a video game and go to that. They put more effort into the applications than they do their actual careers, probably.
Yeah. Dude, I feel so bad for whoever is going through those applications at Kennesaw State, because they're just sitting there at work. Fuck! Another one!
Bro, whenever we had just graduated high school, I was working at admissions during the day. It was whenever I was living with you. I was working at admissions, and I accepted. Dude, accept it. First of all, you figure out what are the minimum requirements to send out an acceptance letter. And at that time, admissions sent out acceptance letters. Or they might still, I don't know. But then as long as those people meet over those requirements, dude, you could have so much fun because you're like some of those people you do not belong in college, although they probably succeeded looking at like some of the people that did graduate. I don't know. I graduated. I don't know how. That's so like I don't know. It's just funny to see. I bet those people had so much fun. Did you say Wichita State? That just popped in my mind.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. How do you say that college? Kennesaw?
Kennesaw? Yeah, Kennesaw. Yeah, Kennesaw. Yep.
Kennesaw. Well, I bet Kennesaw Athletics, I hope you have fun with that stuff.
Yeah, dude.
That's cool.
Yeah, I hope you're getting a laugh. I feel like the first one they probably got a laugh at, and then they got like 8 or 9 more, and they were like, dude, what the fuck? Like, we need a coach.
That's the thing. That guy only posted like 3 of them, and a lot of, like, those were only the good ones. So how many bad ones did they put,
Yeah. And how many people have seen this and then gone and put one in? Like, how many people have seen that, and then they're like, oh, that's funny, I'm going to do it too.
If anybody from Kennesaw State sees this before you hire a head coach, you should bring in the guy with the most impressive NCAA 25 reference
for sure.
and experience, and just interview him and see how well he does. Because that would be awesome.
I think it'd be funny.
Oh, what if he kicked ass in his interview, though? What if he did so good, they're like, we got to at least hire him as the assistant or, OC something. Like,
I think a real coach should do that, but like a coach with like a recognizable name. Like, I think just for shits and giggles, like Nick Saban, like Coach Saban should just put in an application to somewhere and just like see if they take it seriously. Like, put his real name, but just like his only references are just like college football. He should put a bunch of college football 25 references and then just at the bottom, college football Hall of Fame coach. Because that's actually true. He's going to the College Football Hall of Fame.
That was another point that I wanted to talk to you about. I don't follow college football super close, really since high school. So going on a decade now. But I always knew he was dominating because that Alabama dominates. But did you see all the records that he holds? He's got 4 Heisman winners over his tenure at just Alabama.
Yeah.
Something like over 200 wins. He was, I remember the date because January 10th he retired. He retired, and then January 10th of this year he was elected in the Hall of Fame. So that's just sick that it was literally the second that he got in. I have something else wrote down here about him. It's just. It was so impressive. 16 straight wins, 3 different... that was the most impressive that I knew I wouldn't remember. 3 titles, a title in each decade. Or that's what it is. 3 titles, but over a span of 1 in each decade. Like, that is freaking insane, man.
Yeah.
He literally dominated all of college football then.
Yeah, this is nuts. I'm looking at the full resume right here. I got his Wikipedia, so I don't know if somebody, nobody knows if anybody fucked it up or not. But yeah, he coached a billion different places, of course, because he's old.
That's funny. I don't know more than I knew he coached somewhere before Alabama, but that's all I knew. I don't know who.
The Miami Dolphins.
Oh,
was directly before Alabama. And then before that it was LSU. So
that's who I'm thinking of, though. That's who
he has a career. He has 292 career wins as a head coach. That's crazy. If he just would have coached one more season, he could have got 300. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, that's crazy that he didn't go for that record. That shows that he doesn't really care about that shit.
Yeah.
He just cares about all that money he made.
But total accomplishments. This isn't just as a head coach, but this is everything as any coach that he's ever done. 7 national championships. The first one being in '03, which would have been LSU.
Yeah.
'09, which that's what started at Alabama. '09, 11, 12, 15, 17, 20. 11 SEC championships total. 2 of them at LSU. The rest at Alabama. One MAC championship back in 1990. It was with Toledo. And then 16-time SEC Western Division champion.
Damn.
3 of the years that he was at LSU. All the rest of those, Alabama. Not every season at Alabama, but
most of them.
2009, and then 2012 through 18, and then 2020 through 23.
See, I need you to read back his championship years because that's what I want to just restate for any viewer that's not a sports fan. It's really incredible to win 1 national championship. Just between the times of 2009 and 2020, he won 6? 5? He won 5.
6. Yeah, 6 from 2009 to 2020, yeah.
6.
6 in 11 years. He won half of them. He won over half of them.
That's crazy, bro. That's a crazier stat than LeBron going to 10 straight finals to me, and it's only because the field of competition is a million times wider. Even with them being Alabama, and as he said, they just develop the best players. We don't pay anybody. If you think anybody in the SEC pays players, then you just need, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, they don't do that. They just develop them. But to the point, they develop some monsters. That's crazy, dude. 6 championships between 9 and 20. Good for him. I bet good for him.
Yeah, dude. Shout out to Nick Saban for sure. He's that's crazy. He's also a West Virginia native, so yeah, that's awesome too.
Let's go, Nick. Cool.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's some bullshit. That is Nick Saban is the man, greatest coach of all time. I don't like Alabama. I like Nick Saban, good coach.
Yeah, I don't like I don't have any feelings towards Nick Saban. I just think it's cool to have another successful person rep West Virginia, or rep that they're from there, and he's somebody that's proud to be from here, so that's even cooler.
Yeah, yeah, it's awesome.
But I very much hate Alabama. But now he's not affiliated with them, so I'm a fan.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Cheers, Nick Saban.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get another. This right here isn't sports, but I'm just going to, it's sports related a little bit, so I'm just going to throw it in here. I had sent you a picture there.
Oh, yes.
It's black background. I'll throw it up here on screen right now for everybody to see. If you're not an athlete or a shoe person, you wouldn't know and wouldn't care. But you see there the 2 logos. One is of the classic Puma. The Puma logo, the athletic sports brand, started in 1948, obviously. Very, very old, very well known. The other one, not as known, probably wouldn't be known to anybody other than golfers, and that is Sunday Red. That is a tiger that you can see, and that is Tiger Woods' logo.
I didn't know what that was.
Yeah, so that's Tiger Woods' logo, Sunday Red. Just famously because it started in 1997 when he started winning his championships. He always wore red on Sundays for the final match. So I thought it was cool. I think the logo's cool. But anyways, Puma is suing Sunday Red and Tiger Woods for what I don't know the correct terminology, even though I'm in marketing. I just say basically copyright infringement because of the logo. They say the logos are confusing and could get mixed up. As somebody that is a sports fan, as somebody that is a shoe person my entire life, as somebody that is a Tiger Woods fan, that couldn't be farther from the truth. Those don't look anything close to the same. They're facing the opposite ways. One's solid, one is not solid. One has letters that run across in our 2 words, and one says Puma.
Yeah, the Sunday Red logo has the name of it
Yeah, in it.
In the logo. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's I mean, and it's not. You're right. It's not the same. It's I don't know. Yeah, I agree with you.
So what? Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up, and get your thoughts, or really just bring that up to everybody. Look up that and just follow a really stupid lawsuit that hopefully does not make it farther than the second hearing.
It's dumb, dude.
They're just mad. And the only reason I mentioned Puma started in 1948, if anybody doesn't know, is because Tiger Woods brand started in March or May of last year. Maybe April, I don't know. March, April, May of last year. So, like, if I just don't understand why. I don't know. I just don't understand it. I think it's stupid. And as somebody that's in graphic design and logo and marketing and likes logos and likes understanding logos, I don't understand this lawsuit whatsoever. I think that's dumb.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. It's a reach. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Those logos are as similar as Nike and the Newport logo. I don't know if like for real, like if nobody knows what that logo is, Google
I'll throw it up right here.
Yeah,
I'll throw up that swoosh.
If you don't know what it is, that's awesome. That's good for you. That means you've probably never smoked cigarettes, and that's tremendous. And keep doing that. But the Newport logo is essentially a fat upside down. This.
Yep. It's got a thick hip. It's a Nike swoosh with a thick hip.
It's exactly what it is. That's 100% what it is.
Yeah, it's whack.
And that was what I saw, like, the very first time I ever saw it. I was like, why is there a fat Nike logo on that pack of cigarettes?
It does look like that, though. That's so funny. It's so funny that Nike's, like, branded into our minds so much that, like, damn, Nike's got cigarettes, bro.
Yeah,
Let's go get some.
They just turned them up. They just turned the logo upside down and made it fat. So it.
Bro, that's the smartest partnership ever. That's how you get boot wearers into some shoes right there. You convert them through cigarettes, and then I'll stop there. That's it. You just stop at the cigarettes, Nike. Don't go any further. Oh my gosh.
God,
that's so funny. Pull my notes back up just so that on the first episode, I went back at 12:23. Me and you were talking, and we're like, there's probably only going to be 2 people that watch this, but 2 people.
Yeah!
And so he watched it, and he said 12:23. So I appreciated that.
That's what's up.
Yeah, and then
Shouts
some
out,
dude
Caleb.
said hey on one of our shit yesterday.
That works too. Hey, some dude. I don't know who you are, but hello.
I like this comment.
I hope you comment again. I hope you keep watching. Tell your friends and
please
whatnot.
do. Please do. Cool.
Yeah, fuck that. That was on the. Yeah, we're gonna have to
keep that in.
We're gonna have to keep that in. So I'm gonna put the marker, but just remember the first set of markers go like 45 seconds, like a minute before, so we can talk about some dude. Some dude's good.
Yeah, worth it. We can throw Caleb in there because I said hey.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Shout out to Caleb and shout out to that other guy. Hello, other guy.
Yep. We appreciate your guys' viewership if and whenever you are viewing it. Thank you.
Yeah, 100%. Cool. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna lead into something here if you don't mind. I think this is funny. It's kind of circling back to sports. I guess it is circling back to sports, but I think it's also circling back to, they're not back to, but it's circling to gambling.
Cool. So
do you remember that Jonte Porter guy that played for the Raptors that got in trouble for the gambling?
Sounds familiar.
He got in trouble for betting, and not only was he betting, he was also like allegedly intentionally doing bad. So betting against
bro, he was old Pete Rose in the thing.
So there's a thread of text messages. I'm not claiming this to be real. I don't know. I just found it. Just telling you what they told me. So it's text message. He says, this is the only one that, to my knowledge, that got released. This is a January 22nd game from last year. He said, I went back to the locker room to get my eye checked on. I don't know if I'm going to play much more. I'm not starting the second half, but if it's garbage time, I will shoot 1,000,000 shots. hilarious. That's almost as funny as do you remember? I forget who it was. I want to say it might have been Calvin Ridley, but whenever he got caught betting, at least he wasn't betting against himself and intentionally doing that shit. He was like betting on his team, which I think is A-okay. I think you should want to win, and if you make more money for winning because you put your own money on it, then so be it. Now, I honestly don't think they should be able to bet props,
no.
But that, I guess that's where it gets fuzzy, and you have to monitor what they do. But we'll get to that another day. But I think it's fucking that shit is almost as funny as whenever Calvin Ridley got caught because his like DraftKings or FanDuel or whatever the hell he used was his username was like Calvin Ridley 8. I forget exactly what it was.
That
but
is
he,
so
but
funny.
He, like,
I did not even know that.
That might be wrong, dude. That I might be like either misremembering or entirely making shit up, or somebody else entirely made some shit up. But I swear that's how he got caught, is because he used his real name as his username, and they were like, "Wait a minute."
Well, going back to this guy, what is his name? Well, first of all, you're absolutely right. The text message shit. That is funny. Now, what is his name so that I can get it correctly? Because
the alleged basketball player who allegedly bet on alleged sports against allegedly himself. I want to get that in there. I want to make sure nobody knows that I'm. That was allegedly Jonte Porter. I want to say is his name.
Okay, well, Mr. Porter, if you what you are alleged of doing, you did do. You were right. You were going on the right path, and then you took the wrong fork, buddy.
Yeah, you sent text messages in the middle of the game.
And then it's also just the fact of don't fucking bet against yourself. Because if you're at all attributed to throwing away, like, that is the biggest thing in sports, is, like, this is a real game. This is a fair game. It is, everybody's trying their hardest, and, like, obviously, if it's the third quarter and you're getting your ass whooped, you're going to be down. But if he's purposely like...
Now, I will say this. If he bet on his own over, and actually, no, that's still bad. Yeah, I go back to what I said earlier. You shouldn't be able to bet on props, because if you bet on your own over and then you go up and throw fucking 45 shots up and make 10 of them because you want to make money, you're an asshole.
Yep. That goes back to...
Yeah.
Exactly what is happening in the NBA right now. You just brought up an actual point, which is another reason viewership is down, because the fucking game is boring. I am somebody that is a fan of fundamentals. I love fundamentals. I have nothing wrong with three-pointers either. But when teams are averaging over 37, every team in the NBA is averaging over 30, I'm going to say 35, but I think it's 37 threes a game. Most of them are in the 40s. The Celtics lead at in the mid-50s a game. That is boring. That's no fun. So, really, then again, that makes sense that he would do it, because now would be the time to bet on props, because you can get away with so much more shit. 15 years ago when we started watching basketball, you would have gotten pulled to do the shit Steph Curry does and that the kids do nowadays. So, like...
If you took more than 4 threes a game, you get taken out back and shot.
Well, especially if you didn't try at least a dunk or a layup in between it. Like, no, because you would have got beat up. I take that back. You guys would have gotten beat up. That's just how it was. Yeah, I'm not even gonna. Never mind. Not it. We're gonna transition from there. So yeah, that's hilarious. I hope that guy. I hope the court case goes okay. I hope you get cut from the team.
Oh, bro, he's banned from the NBA for life.
Oh, yeah. Never mind.
Yeah.
Well, then, bro, I hope you're doing good. What's up? I hope you're looking... If you're looking at this, cuss me out in the comments, and I promise I'll like it.
Yeah,
whatever
dude.
you want, bro.
I hope your parlays are hitting too, brother, honestly.
Oh, yeah, we know you haven't stopped. So, as long as you're not in jail, you're definitely placing them bets.
That's going well. Yeah, I think he got banned from the NBA for life.
That would make sense. I mean, the refs do whenever the refs get caught for cheating or influencing games. So,
dude, imagine, has a ref ever got caught betting? I'm sure they have, but like in recent. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, listen. All right, I'm gonna take back all of my alleges. So this is, if this article's legit, this right here says, fuck you, I'm not... Porter, 24, that's his age, was banned from the NBA after admitting that he helped bettors by intentionally underperforming in games. He pleaded guilty last month to a federal conspiracy crime. This article was from... Holy shit, yeah, that was from a while ago, dude. We're a little bit behind the ball. It might have been updated or something, but this... the original art... Oh, no, it says updated at July 17th, 2024. So, yeah, we're a little bit behind the ball on that. Yep. I take back those allegeds. Fuck you, dude. Yeah, that's stupid. That's dumb. Way to throw away an NBA career, you fucking asshole. I hope you feel happy. And also,
you ruined the integrity of sports.
Oh, yeah, I hope you won some money, too.
That's the biggest thing. But, on top of that, I'm not surprised that we're a little bit behind the ball. It's my frustration with social media. Everything, they cycle through the stuff that you like or the stuff that you've seen every about 10, 11 months. So, we're old. We're like old, but not old. I think we're the fucking two oldest 27-year-old people I've ever met. We started this podcast talking about the weather. That's awesome. The weather is very influential, and it affects my everyday life. I'm up at 5 in the morning. I need to know the temperature. I need to know what's going on. Once it gets clear, I want to golf. I want to go walk with my family. Me and Faith want to go and play pickleball. There's a lot of stuff that I could do whenever it gets warm, but right now it's cold. So
dude, I'll bring Joss to town sometime. We'll go duos.
Oh yeah, dude, that'd be awesome. We have multiple sets. So.
I'll have to put the team on my back, dude, but I will be sure that I win at least one game.
Yeah, it's just fun to get out and do the exercise. That's all we really like. That's all we care about, and just to get it just goes into getting healthy again too. It plays into that. Something she's really pushing for this year. She's done really good these. Well, it's been 2 weeks, so but she's done really good these 2 weeks. So and these are usually the hardest too. So good for her.
I wish you guys had a gym, man. I wish you guys had a gym so I hate that I can't come to visit home and not go to the gym. Like, I was doing real solid on the gym until the holiday break came around, and then I went to town for the majority of a week and a half, and then I didn't work out once because there's the fitness center, but I don't know if they've done anything new to it, but I'm not the biggest fan of that.
Dude, I literally don't know when I would find time to go to a gym.
With having kids and stuff, dude. Yeah,
Layla,
or having one kid. Yeah, like, I don't know how people do it either. I told somebody at work that because I was talking to him about something, and he was like, I wish I could find the time to go, but like he's got like 3, and they're all like under 6 or under 8 or something like that. Like it's. And I was like, dude, I said, I don't know. I said, I don't know how you would do it either.
Well, honestly, that's the thing. Like, if you can do it with one, having 2 kids is definitely a lot more trouble. But if you can do it with one, you can do it with a bunch. It's just the fact if you don't realize how much time, like the time that is considered you time to most people. I was having this conversation. I forget who it was with, but like. To wake up and to just be like, okay, fuck, I got to do this today, or I got to do this, and like to not have to think about another human being, in the capacity of a child. Like,
right.
I never understood it until last March, but obviously, like now, like the way that the person put it is, I don't understand people that don't have kids. They're in their 40s though, but they still said, I don't understand people that don't have kids and say, I don't have time for this, or I can't do this, or this and that. And he said, and like they talked about and it just resonated with me so much because and mine was on the base level of the simple fact of waking up. Like they said, you wake up and you're automatically thinking about this person and this person before you're even able to get in the shower. You're like, okay, this and that. And it played into it, and it just made me think like, man, I wake up. Just for anybody that doesn't know, Wyatt does know, I could walk to work. I am a quick walker, but I could walk to work in about 5 to 6 minutes.
Yeah.
And I wake up 3 to 3.5 hours early before I get up for work to just get my routine going. Because of Layla and because I'm a planner, just because of my daily routines. But it's just the fact of. It really increases it, and then as soon as I'm off work, I usually have about 30 minutes. I can I just got at home to do the cleaning or to relax or whatever until Faith gets back with Layla. And but then it's just immediately, then we're timing like, okay, so we got 3.5 hours until we put her, so it just plays into that. Don't need to rant. Sorry about this. Sorry, everybody. I know that's boring. But yeah, it's just a different mentality in general, and it's crazy. So I definitely understand him. Having 3 kids and a wife to worry about, bro. Like, I props to everybody that has any amount, because honestly, being a parent's hard. But
that's what like, honestly, I do want to thank you for having a kid, because you inspired me a little bit, because I've been getting out of it. I still do it, man. Old habits die hard, but I still do it from time to time. I used to be the world's biggest excuse maker. Maybe not world's biggest, but goddamn, I'd make excuses as to why I wasn't doing this or why I wasn't doing that. And then, my friends started growing up. Like you had a kid, other people have been doing other things, and I'm like, but you having the kid's the main one. I was like, I have time. I was like, that's a dude that probably doesn't have time. I said, I got time, man. I was like, I need to quit wasting my time doing dumb bullshit that, like, doesn't matter. Like, I still do a little bit of dumb bullshit, doesn't matter. You got to unwind, but I've been doing so many more things that are, like, important to me, because, like, I see my friends that have done the, like, especially, you guys that don't have as much free time, and, even our friends without kids that don't have as much free time. I'm like, man, like, those are people that really don't have time. Like, I've got time. Like, I can go do this shit. Like, I need to stop acting like I can't. You know what I mean? And the reason that most of these people, especially the ones that don't have kids, that they go and do this shit, like, the reason that they don't have time is because part of their time is going to do this shit that is good for them, whether it be working out or, anything else. Like, because we got friends that are like, we got a friend that's getting married. We got a friend that's got a, crazy good job at a gym. We got friends doing all kinds of shit. And so even the ones that don't have kids, I'm like, no, those are people that don't have time because they don't have time because they're already doing this shit. I'm like, I got time, so I got to start doing this shit.
Yep.
Like, I got to start, like, jumping in. Not for the sake of following, but it's like that's like a good way to fulfill your life. It's a good way to fulfill your life, is doing the stuff that the people around you are doing. Like, what I mean? So, and I'm not saying to do shit because your friends are doing it. Like, anybody that's looking at that, like, that's not the message I'm sending. But, like, if you're wasting a lot of time doing fucking nothing of substance, and one could argue that this thing we're doing right here is nothing of substance, but it's important to us. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's important to anybody else, like we said, episode 1, like we said, episode 0 that has never aired. Whether it's 4 people or fucking 400,000 people, it's important to us.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, like, it's just like, go do those things that are important, man. If you feel like your life's not being fulfilled, then kind of just poke around and find what you find important and do it. And if you don't know what you find important, just do some shit. Just do some shit. And if it's not, and if it doesn't make you feel some type of way, stop doing it and find something else. Like, just don't fuck around, man. Don't spend your early 20s fucking around if you don't have to. Like, it's so easy to spend your early 20s fucking around. It's so easy to spend. Now, I think you should spend your late teens fucking around. That's the age to do it. But once you get to 22, 3, 4, 5, like, I'm not saying you have to have everything in order, man, but, like, start thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like, don't fuck around and wait. It sucks. Like, I'm fortunate that I thought about it before I got my age now. Like, I've thought about it at 25, 26, but I wish that I would have really put some consideration into it at 22.
Yeah.
Like, I really wish I would have gave a fuck at 22, 23, 24. You know what I mean? Because then where would I be now?
Yeah.
But, like, so don't have the, like, I don't want people to have those shoulda, coulda, wouldas, man. Like, just don't fuck around too much. Have your fun. Do your unwinding stuff, but, like, do the shit that's important to you. Because even if it is work, if it's important to you and you like it, it's not work. Like, that sounds like some hokey bullshit, but it's true.
Yeah.
Like, most people, if you were to be like, hey, do you want to fucking sit down on your computer and record for an hour and a half, 2.5 hours on a Tuesday, most people would be like, "What? No," but like that's what we like doing, man. Like that's what we do. That's our thing. That's what we've been doing. I have a blast doing this every week.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is awesome. It's another thing. I'll just go back to the beginning real quick. First of all, I want to say thank you. I think that's awesome to hear that in some way I'm a motivator for you, because just as much as my family members and such, I look at my friends, all my friends, for different reasons. They motivate me. Kevin straightened his life up. Like, not straightened up. Kevin was never wrong. But
yeah, Kevin was a goddamn drug dealer and a murderer. Don't let him lie to you. Kevin was always an awesome guy.
In terms of
shouts out to Kevin.
In terms of like just the people that we were, and like us not really getting to talk as much throughout college, and then me and him kind of rekindling our friendship, getting real close again through golf, just through spending time together. Learning about his passion for civil engineering. Like, he really cared, and he devoted himself to his career early on, and that's what he focused on. And I look at him in motivation because of the amount of money that he makes for as young as he is. He makes more money than people that are 35 years old making in management jobs. Kevin is doing very well for himself. Like you said earlier, he's about to get married. Him and Lauren are doing awesome. He is a motivation to me. Nathan is a motivation to me in terms of finding a passion and a desire and being able to turn it not only into a career, but into your livelihood.
That's a fucking guy that loves what he does. Like when I said earlier, if you find a thing that makes you fulfilled and you love what you do, it does not work. That dude's the prime example.
Yes.
That dude fucking loves what he does, and maybe everybody wouldn't want like to do what he does, but god damn, dude, I don't think he would want to do anything more.
Yeah, he is.
I really don't.
No, he wouldn't, and it's to that point of he was able to find something that he enjoyed early on. Most of us, I'm 27. I have something that I enjoy doing for multiple reasons, but I don't think I have a passion yet. It's why I have so many side pieces, side projects that like I'm constantly throwing a little bit of time or a lot of time towards and putting energy in. But you got out of Glenville from the second that you could and have never not worked, which is good, especially for people from around where we're at. We usually, you never know what could happen with us. So it's good to know that we are all not pieces of shits within that. But as well as that, you're living a life completely outside of the state. You're still coming back in and you're keeping your roots touched, but you're expanding yourself far beyond. You went and you're like, you know what, my degree's not doing enough for me. So you went out and got a certification in something that whether you use it right now or you don't use it, it's something that is so cool and so it's relevant enough to society now that it will be useful at some point. And even if it wasn't, it goes back to the point that you were saying of finding something that you're interested in and really pursuing it. And so like it doesn't matter where you look. I have surveying buddies that are 40 years old that motivate me for a million different reasons, but it's still just the point of especially people our age and probably the younger generation, just because of the influence that we've had, social media, constantly comparing ourselves, whereas our parents, they got to grow up in the counties and surrounding counties. And I mean, if you go back to our grandparents, they probably knew, up until most of them were first forced to join the military, less than 100 people their whole life. So like, we have so many more influences and so many things that kind of put pressure on us to be a certain way, or just conform in whatever aspect it may be, that it can be hard to find the motivation and not just get depressed when comparing. And instead of comparing in a negative way, like to me, that's one of the big things that I recognize is I constantly look at like Caleb Skinner. That dude is younger than me. He is one of my closest friends. He really is. And from the times of us just simply taking the time to get lunch, or we're going to work t-shirts, or we're golfing, or we're talking serious future plans, we will always have those conversations of like, man, you know what? This is why you got it good. You know what, good? That's nice to know, because I think you have it good for these reasons. And we self-reflect and we're able to just appreciate each other, but then appreciate ourselves and where we're at. And like, nobody's ever, 100% at the progress they want to make. But the point is, if you're making progress or you're seeing progress, it's just another motivator. And that's what I think that other people can be. That's what friends can be. That's what adversaries can be. Shoot, somebody at work you hate, man. Just freaking over-certify yourself, dominate them, push them in a cheese grater, and then freaking run with it. You are good, bro.
I've met a good handful of like negative, positive influences. Like I've met a good handful of people where I'm like, I don't want to be like that fucking guy.
Yep.
Like for whatever reason or another, whether it be career-wise or just attitude or this or that. Like I've met a good handful of people where I'm like, whoa, it's crazy. I mean, it's probably speaks something bad to me. I'm sure no psychologists are ever going to watch this, but if they do, if they stumble across this one, let me know. But it's those are more motivators to me than the good ones. Like the good motivators are still good motivators, but the real wake up calls are whenever I see somebody and I like, and I'm real hard on myself with a lot of shit, but so sometimes it's not true, sometimes I know it is, but I see some people and then it makes me think sometimes like, I could be that guy if I don't fucking get it together. I could be that guy one of these days if I don't get A, B, or C together soon. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. So those are good motivators to me. Like, I see some people and I'm like, oh no. I'm like, I kind of notice what that guy is acting like sometimes, and sometimes it's me, and I don't really like that, and I think I should not do that anymore.
Yeah, that pattern recognition is definitely important for both the positive and negative ways or aspects that you're talking about.
Yeah,
and it's solely like, I don't know. I used to, I would agree with you so much more because I was a lot more just aggressive in nature, I want to say. So I would look at the people that I had issues with more intensely and under a micro, and so I would like create almost a mental game of, I need to be better than them for myself. Like, I need to do that. Not because I'm scared of what they are, but because I need to be better than that.
Right.
And now it's more as I find all of the people that are in my life now, I continue to be positive influences. Unfortunately, I've lost touch with a lot, but that just happens, obviously, especially through college, having a family.
You only got so many hours in the day, and you only got so many responsibilities, and that's like shout out to the people that recognize that, and they're like, yo, I still like that guy. I haven't heard from him in a while, but I still like that guy. I got a lot of those people. If you haven't heard from me in a while and you haven't done anything bad to me, I'm sorry. I got shit to do. Like, it's nothing personal. It really isn't. And if I see you in person, stumble across you somewhere, I will say hi. I'll ask how you been. I'll be polite. Like, if nobody's ever done anything wrong to me, and I just don't keep in contact with you, it is nothing personal. It's just everybody's got a lot of shit going on, man.
Yep.
Just how it goes.
Yep, I fully agree. That kind of rounds back to the point that we had started with. I could go on that tangent forever. But just to, I appreciate that you saying that I'm some sort of motivation to you. It's the biggest thing.
Same here.
And it goes back to everybody. I know Nathan's the same way. I know Kevin's the same way. I know everybody that I know is this way to some point. But whenever you make things a priority, it's a lot easier to find the time to do things. And so, like, you talk about working out. I am not somebody that works out every day. I've said it once before. Like, I work out at work, and it's because that's the time that I'm able to find. Because I know from 4:30 to 8, I am switching in and out with Faith or cooking dinner, watching Layla, doing whatever. We're in family mode. I know from 5 to 7, I'm getting ready for work, and then I'm in dad mode. So, like, it's prioritizing the time to find, or prioritizing finding time for the important things. And like, we enjoy doing this podcast. It's one of the best things for me personally. It's something that I really have to say thank you to you, but to anybody that's listening, thank you guys for listening, because I'm somebody that needs stimulation, but not in like a watching something. Like, I need to constantly make progress. I need to feel like I'm making progress on something. And I mean, as Wyatt knows, whether it's stupid commercials or graphics for the website or for the social medias, or a background logo, or us just hashing out ideas over just randomness. As all my other side projects, aside from being, dedicated to work and my family, this has been a really fun thing to be a part of, and something to look forward to every single week. Something that I enjoy dedicating a little bit of time to every single day, in terms of making sure, like, oh man, yeah, that's a good thought to bring up,
Yeah. I love that shit. I love when I'm sitting at work and I see something, I'm like, whoa! I send it to you, and I'm like, we got to talk about this.
Yep.
It's got to be done.
Yep. Yep. It's just a good feeling. And so no matter what it is, I haven't completed anything, but I'm making progress on a lot, and that feels just as good as that feels just as much successful. I feel just as much successful as if we were finished and we were looking back at 50 episodes and we were like, good job, man, this was fun. I feel better doing this than what I would with a completion and a freaking A on the assignment,
It's a thing that, like, I'm glad we did it. I'm glad we started it. I remember the conversation that we had going into it to start it. It was, December-ish, and it was early to mid-December, I think. It was like a little bit before Christmas, and I think our original plans were a little later than we intended, and then we kind of thought, I think the new year would be a real good place to start. So we had the couple practice runs and what have you, and it was, yeah, dude, it was just a thing. But I look back on it like just a little bit of how much progress I've made, like, even not necessarily with the stuff I've done, but just the progress I've made, up here.
Yep. Hunter self-messaged me and told me that Caleb Skinner told him about the podcast, and he asked for the link, so I sent it to him, and he said he'd start watching. So it's at least what, like, I don't know. I thought we'd only have three, including Faith. So it's cool.
If some of, what, of course, you want a lot of people to see it, but, like, even if a lot of people don't see it, it's pretty fucking cool that some of our friends do. Like, some of our friends, and even if they're not our friends, at least people that we know. Like, I've seen, I'm not going to name any names. I mean, I guess we're going to outtake this anyway, but, still. But, like, I've seen people that, like, we know, like your brother, for instance, and then his buddies and shit. Like, I've seen people that I've met before that I know that have, given us a follow, and I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
I, honestly, if there's going to be fucking 10 people watch it, I would rather it be 10 people that we know than 10 complete strangers.
Oh,
I don't know why. I just really would, because they at least know us a little bit, you know, and if they know us well enough to, like, know us now, then they think it's cool. If they haven't seen us in years, then, they could be like, oh, those guys are at least a little different, I think, because I think both of us are.
Yeah.
Like, we're not totally different people, we're the same person at the base level, but, like, we've grown up. We bring
different things to the just conversations in general and stuff. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
That's actually my favorite thing about, and we don't have any followers, but if anybody does view outside of them, like, I just appreciate it simply because the few that I have talked to, mainly just my family members, it is it's nice to just feel supported for no reason at all, because we're just having conversations, hoping that anybody would like the conversations, want to have a little input, throw it in the comments or throw it on our social media pages. But, like, it's also, we're doing it just for us, but we're trying to be as official, and having 10 followers, 10 subscribers makes me feel like we have 1,000. I'm gonna be honest. Like,
for real, yeah. It does.
I feel
like,
really good right now.
especially when like when I get because I'm like I do the Instagram, so whenever I get sorry for if I guess this is still in our kind of cut, but sorry if this makes the leak and spoils the scenes. I do the Instagram, so I mean Justin has access to the Instagram, but if you see anything on the Instagram, which there hasn't been much yet, but you know, like now that I know that there's some people watching and following, there's gonna be shit on the Instagram, But yeah, if you see the Instagram, like when I see the notifications and I see the person, like the name that follows, and I know that person, or like if they like something, I'm like, that's pretty cool. I know they looked at that.
Yeah.
Like I saw a couple people, the Aaron Hernandez clip. That was fucking.
Oh,
That was funny.
Really?
That was
cool.
funny
Good.
because now I didn't know at the time. Now I know what you're fucking talking about. I thought there was some entire. I thought it was called that. I thought it was called. I thought it was called the Aaron Hernandez Show.
Just
That's
blowing
why I
guys,
was.
slinging touchdowns or catching touchdowns. Sorry, catching touchdowns.
He was.
And murdering motherfuckers while
Yeah.
he's high. That's the entire show.
Mhm.
Yeah, no,
I was gonna say allegedly, but what's he gonna do about it?
Yeah, he killed himself because he killed other people, and for some reason was closeted gay. Even though I would have been proud about that shit, I'd be like, yeah, I am the manliest gay man.
Oh yeah,
Athlete.
for sure. Like if he was gay, like, and I would have told everybody, and then if they would have said something, be like, "What are you going to do?
What are you going to do about it, bro?"
Yeah.
Like, I could kill you, but I could also just throw you my resume: NFL player, NFL champion, NCAA champion,
Convicted felon.
whatever the fuck he did in high school. Like, yeah, that too. I don't know. But yeah, that's funny. So yeah, it really does though. That's cool. We just appreciate anybody, whether you watch it, like it, or subscribe or follow on anything. Yeah. It makes us feel supported, and we like that. So that's awesome.
I think we should be real selective about what we do and don't leave into that little section.
Yeah.
I still haven't set the end marker, but I think we should keep some of that stuff in. And if even if you don't put any of that stuff in the main episode, I'll make sure some of it makes its way to the Instagram.
Yeah,
especially
I would say that I'll keep everything except for I'm gonna keep everything. Like this, you're all cut out. But for the most part, I just like that was part of our conversation.
It's true.
I'm the only one that said anything inappropriate, and I said cuss words. So like, sorry guys.
You know what? Yeah. What am I here being an Aaron Hernandez sympathizer for? No.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Why do you care?
You can leave it in, dude. Fuck that guy.
Yeah. That is
piece of shit.
That is the cumulative. That means more than one. That is the combined. That is all of us. There's only two. That is cumulative feeling about Aaron Hernandez from the both of us.
Oh, I'm sure a lot of other people probably think that too. But
and if not, just look up stuff. Also, that's really interesting to read.
But yeah, what's the actual show called?
Aaron Hernandez.
It was
or the Hernandez. I think
Netflix
it's just called
one, right?
Hernandez. I think.
Is it?
It's not Netflix. It's
the one with the reenactment, not the documentary.
Not the documentary. The documentary's good, but now I'm talking about the reenactment show. That's what pissed me off because the acting was shitty. Not just was the acting bad acting. The only person that was good acting was the Gronk character and the Aaron Hernandez character. They're both good actors. But Aaron Hernandez, most of the people didn't look anything like the people they were portraying, and so I couldn't get into it. And then also, like, I get that the dude was gay. I get that he was closeted gay. They throw it in there way too much. Like, they're literally they had to just send out a message over Facebook. Hey, did anybody from 06 to 2010 get your dick sucked by Aaron Hernandez? If so, reach out to us. We're, because it was stupid. It really was frustrating. It's not a bad show. It's a cool story, but I would just watch the documentary, like you were talking about. Yeah, it is frustrating. I don't know. Let's move on to some something else. I don't know. let's move into some deep thought questions.
Dude, yes. We had so we don't just so everybody has an idea. We don't pregame this really. Like that's the wrong word. We don't
Prepare. We don't think.
we don't pre-write this. We like to any extent. We have a couple of ideas we throw out there. We send each other a text here and there. Something on Instagram or what have you. And, so we don't prepare stuff like this, but we do try to get a couple topics of discussion. And this was one I was really interested in. That's the only reason I went through explaining this, is because I'm really interested in this one, and I'm excited for both of what we have to say, because I don't have anything ready. Like, I thought about it. I didn't write shit down. Yeah. I don't have a list of answers for anything we're about to talk about. It was purely just thought about in my spare time. And that's why I'm really excited to do this one. So go on. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
Well, we'll just hit out with we'll go ahead and we'll hit with the easy one that's relevant to us both, because we're snowed in, and it just has me thinking all the time, because as being a family man, you just don't have time to have as much fun, obviously. And so you're not able to play in the snow. So I was thinking, like, man, I just want to ask you, what do you miss about being a kid, or being even just a teenager? What do you miss about growing up, like being at your mom's house whenever it snowed, or whenever you had, whatever it was, any fair amount of snow? What do you enjoy? Like that, I started thinking about it, and I was like, that would be a good question to ask.
I'm glad you asked that question. See, I didn't know that was going to be the question. I just knew the broad umbrella of what we were talking about. That depends on what part of my childhood I guess you're asking about, because I definitely had two totally different parts. So from the time I was born until I was 10, I lived in the middle of nowhere, dude. Like, I lived in the middle of absolute nowhere. So a snow day was boring. At least I will say this: I didn't appreciate it at the time because I was a little kid, and I don't remember a ton of it. But I did get to just hang out at home with my brother if we both got snowed out of school when I was a little kid. Because my brother's a good bit older than me, so he's 10 years older than me. So whenever we got snowed out, it was when I was a little kid. Mm-hmm. But we lived in the middle of nowhere that if it snowed bad, you couldn't leave. You couldn't. They didn't plow the roads. We were out in the sticks. And then when I was 11, I moved to, I don't want to say the middle of everywhere, you know what I mean? But I at least lived in town.
Yeah.
So snow days when I moved to Glenville were incredible, because I had friends that lived walking distance.
Oh, yeah.
So, I lived in the middle of town, so anytime we got snowed out of school, it was we don't have school? Awesome. We're going to either go out and fuck around in the snow, or we're going to go to one of each other's houses and play video games and screw around, just depending. And then it started getting aggravating when you get to driving age.
Yeah.
Especially when you're driving age but still living in your parents' house, because you get snowed out of school and you're like, oh, I want to go do this. And your parents are like, no fucking way. You're not driving anywhere, because they canceled school because of snow. You don't just get to go driving around.
Yeah.
So that's when it started sucking. So it's kind of I had chapters. So it sucked, and then it was the best thing ever, and then it sucked again.
That's really funny. I had very similar. As you know, I grew up 12 and a half miles out of town. It basically was nowhere, even though it wasn't. I enjoyed every second of it, from jumping on the trampoline whenever it would snow and feeling that impact, to tubing with my family with my dad's 400EX. I have so many solid ones. Me and Ryan would go around and skate on the ice on the pond and just wait for it to break. I have so many solid ones. And then as a teenager, I have a lot with you. I have some with Dean. You said you think that it sucked for you. I enjoyed whenever I turned 16, because I started spending more time in town, and
even during the snow days.
Even during the snow days.
Really? Yeah. My parents, like, I mean, they'd let me hang out in town, but they wouldn't let me, like, go anywhere and do anything other than, like, work.
Yeah.
But,
Well, whenever I was 16 and 17, I was working at McDonald's, so I would go there anyways, or my mom would drop me off.
we worked together.
Yeah.
That's right. But, yeah, dude, I forgot about that. Yeah, that was okay. That was all right.
But, like, I remember... Dude, no, I enjoyed it. Me and Cody Richards have had so much fun on snow days. Like, even the snow days we had school. I think I've had fun with all of my core friend group, like, whether it's friends just from high school or elementary school. Like, I miss everything. I miss just getting out to do stuff. Whenever I thought of this question, my whole thing was, I miss everything, because I started having these flashbacks. And it's just the point of, man, I'm not able to do anything. And there's freaking, right now would be perfect snowboarding weather, perfect tubing weather, all of these things. But then I'm like, you know what? It's just a short time period. You know, next year I'll have Layla out with us, and me and Faith will be doing these things again. So, like, I miss the things, but all of those things have me looking forward to what I get to experience with Layla, or what Layla will hopefully get to experience, and then it also it's like, man, remember to be a kid. Remember to enjoy even those really cold, crappy, wet days. Find a way to enjoy it. Yeah. Like, and so I don't know. It's just a good reminder, and it's something that now, even thinking of, I'm like, man. Please remember this next winter solely, like, when I have the ability, when me and Faith can take Layla to do stuff, so that we can enjoy these shitty little days inside or outside, hopefully, you know.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, dude. Even whenever my snow days were, like, from 16 to the time I got out of school, so 16 to 18, even though they weren't great, they were still better than when it snows as an adult.
Yeah.
At least during the week. I'm a firm believer of, you know what, if it's going to snow, I would appreciate it on a Saturday or a Sunday when I can just look at it and, like, damn, it looks nice. You know, it's bright outside, and, you know, it looks pretty. And but when I wake up at 5:45 in the morning on a fucking Tuesday, and I gotta go outside, and I see a bunch of snow and shit, I think, dude, this is going to be the worst day ever. That's the immediate mindset I get. I'm like, this is gonna suck. The roads don't even have to be bad. It's just gonna suck. Because not nobody else, but a lot of people don't know how to drive in the snow. And that's what sketches me out about the snow. I hate driving in the snow. That's the thing that pisses me off. So, yeah.
That's my thing with the snow and the rain. It's not myself. I'm already such a cautious person as is when it comes to driving, because I've wrecked too many times. Like, I know I'm good, because I'm not going to be on the fucking road if I'm not good.
Yeah.
But I know everybody else, I don't know what they are. I don't know if they're good. And I know that most of them are not in the same mindset as I am, because just from the speed that they're driving. Mm-hmm. So it is the other drivers that freaks me out, that gets to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, on to the second deep thought question that is just good, because we're at a good middle point of like teenagehood to full adulthood, which is what I consider around mid-30s. That's when you've had life experience on top of everything that is everything we could consider an educational base or in the growing years. So what are you starting to dislike as you get older?
I love this one. What am I starting to dislike as I get older? Well, I'll go back to what I was just talking about, sort of. My first one, I think we should make this a top 5 list. I don't have a top 5 prepared, but I can think of 5 for sure.
Yep.
So the first 5 that come to mind, I guess, will be my top 5. In no particular order. This is just how I kind of remember them. My first one is driving. When I was 16 and I got my driver's license, I wanted to do nothing more than drive around. I thought it was freedom. That is exactly what it felt like to me. It was the best thing ever. 11 years later, I hate driving more than anything on earth. Driving pisses me off. Driving sucks, dude. I hate it. I don't care if there is a lot of traffic. I don't care if there is no traffic. The only time I like driving is if I'm going to somewhere that I am excited to go to.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, most of your driving is not that. Most of your driving is going to work or going to the grocery store or going to do some dumb bullshit that you don't want to do. So driving pisses me off to no end, dude. So you're out just in fucking traffic. Even if you're not in traffic, you're in your car. You don't want to fucking be there. At least I don't. Yeah. I hate it. It aggravates me. It feels like a waste of time. I know it's not because you got to get there somehow. But it pisses me off. I hate having to drive places a lot.
That's a good one. And honestly, I'm going to add that. That's on my top 5 list. I'm not even bringing it up because it's 100% true. And especially, I know I brought it up a lot. I'm sorry I keep saying it. Once you have a kid, though, you hate driving even fucking more. Even more. Like, it is even more of a hassle because you are just constantly planning and thinking about eating and changing and timing and this and that, and it's enough that just drives you wild. And so, yeah, 100% that's on my list, top 5 all time. I'll go with one. I hate going out without a plan. Whenever I was 16 through 19, a couple of my buddies were just like, you know what, we're gonna do this. We're just gonna see what happens. Or we not even go in. We're just like, hey, we're just gonna do this, and then it turns into a whole thing. Like, that is awesome. I love adventures. Now I like planned adventures. I'm an itinerary man. I don't want and I'm not gonna ask somebody else to do it. Like, I'm gonna make it, just so that nobody else has to do it, because I know that more than likely I'm the only weirdo that cares about having a set plan or an idea of what's going on. But I do. I hate going out without a plan. I hate going out with an idea or without an idea or purpose. That's just a waste of time, man. I hate wasting time. I don't waste my own time, so I'm not going to, no, don't waste mine. Yeah.
See, I see where you're coming from, but that's kind of now I don't love doing it. I don't love going out without a plan. But I tolerate it more now than I did when I was younger, because I was afraid that I was gonna get in fucking trouble. If we went out to go do one thing, I told my parents we were gonna go do one thing, or whatever we were doing. And if I was gone for an extra amount of time, they were like, yo, where the fuck are you at? What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And I didn't like that. So now as an adult, I don't love it. Like, sometimes it's inconvenient as hell. Sometimes it sucks. Sometimes I go out to do one thing, and I want to be home by a certain time, and that just doesn't happen, and it aggravates me. But if it's like an early in the day thing,
yeah,
and I go out to do something, and I'm out, and I only plan on being out for an hour, and I end up being out for 5 hours. If I didn't have anything to do that day, I don't really care. I'm like, oh, that was pretty sweet. Like, I didn't have anything to do, and then I fucking stumbled across something to do for the whole day, accidentally. Yeah. So, but I do get where you're coming from, though. I agree with you to a certain extent, because, like I said, sometimes I only have sometimes I don't have a lot of time. Sometimes I don't have 5 hours. Sometimes I got to get shit done in one, and it expands, and that aggravates the fuck out of me. So I do get that.
Oh, I understand your point. See, that's where we live completely different lives. There is nothing that I can do in one fuck. It takes me 1 hour to drive to McDonald's, pick myself up breakfast, come back, throw up my drone, and take a picture of that clock tower. How do I know? Because it just happened on Sunday.
You did it.
So everything to me is a 4 to 5 hour excursion.
Yeah.
I can't even go to Walmart in Weston with, at least in wintertime, without it being a 2.5 to 3 hour trip, solely because it takes 45 to get there, 45 in, 45 there, maybe getting food, getting whatever the whole routine is. So that's why I don't like going out without a plan, because it's already a half a day minimum thing for me as is.
You're absolutely right, because I remember that. I remember that shit. Like, I don't remember it as an adult because I didn't do it as an adult, but I remember it as a kid and it was aggravating. Like, I remember if you wanted to go watch a fucking movie on a Saturday, there goes your Saturday.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, have fun at the movies. Like,
that's when you plan to have. You're like, oh, I'm going to the movies. I better get dinner. I better go to the store. I better do this and that. I better do everything while I'm out, solely so I don't waste this many hours.
I totally understand why that's on your list. Thinking of because I used to live in Glenville, and it's fucking. If I still live there, that would be on my list too.
Yeah,
so I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, that's my only real thing.
I'm gonna go with the next one on mine, dude. The next one that came to mind was. I'm gonna sound like an old crotchety bastard for this, man. And I'm so sorry for anybody who listens to this and they think I'm boring. But I do want to emphasize what I'm talking about. So give me a second. One of the things on my list that I hate as I get older is an overcrowded bar. I'm not a what's the word? I'm not a regular at any bar. I don't go to the bar a ton. But I do go every once in a while. You know what? Me and the girl go out and go do things, and we usually go hang out at a bar for some time. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't like an empty one. An empty one's weird, and it's kind of creepy sometimes, an empty one. But I hate going into one, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to go in here and get a couple of beers and get something to eat, and then we'll see where the night goes from there. And then I go in there, and it's shoulder to shoulder in that motherfucker. And I'm like, dude, no fucking way. That ruined my Friday. That ruined my Friday evening.
Yeah.
Now I got to go try a different one.
Yeah.
Go to a different one, you run into the same thing.
Yeah, that sucks for multiple reasons, especially once you're an experienced adult. It's slow service. Only girls are going to get serviced. It's going to be a fight to get to a bar. There's nowhere to sit. The likelihood of good music being played is very low. All pool tables are taken. I could literally go on and on and on.
You're 100% right. And you're up here in Pennsylvania. If you're up here in Pennsylvania, there's gambling machines goddamn everywhere. So if you want to try to gamble and you have a little bit of fun there, have fun, buddy. Wait in line. Because the old man's sitting there chilling, fucking cashing out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's just winning and winning and winning. He ain't getting up off that machine. He's there drinking beers and gambling.
Yeah,
have fun.
That's a good one. That is, I haven't, like, I go into the pub, or I used to go into the pub periodically. Haven't, aside from you last summer whenever we did, and then I think me and Kevin went in once. I haven't been since Layla was born, so it's definitely been a long time for me. But I love a good bar. I'm excited for New Year's. We have a plan to trip up to PA, and we're gonna spend some time at a bar at some point. We're pretty sure. So it's
like
cool.
like 26.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Like this? Like 2026? Like this? You said New Year's, right?
Yeah. No, Valentine's Day.
Oh, I totally thought you said New Year's.
No, Valentine's Day.
Okay. That makes more sense. So like next
that
month.
Is attached.
I thought you meant next year. I was like, oh, cool. You already have a plan for New Year's. I'll be here.
No, that would be cool. But no, that will be the casino.
That's what I was thinking you were talking about. I thought you had already planned a big.
It's attached to a larger event or a larger venue, but I don't really go to it. But that's the thing. I don't go to them that often. Look, yeah, you know what? It's been probably 6 months since I've been to a bar, and I was able to name off that many issues with a crowded bar instantly. So you're right, that deserves to be up there.
Thank you.
That's good.
Like I don't want to say a crowded bar. I like people being there. I like some life in the place, man. But an overcrowded bar pisses me off. If I can't get a seat anywhere, that aggravates me. I don't go to a bar to stand up and drink. I can sit down and drink at home. Yep. I sound like such an old person, but like for real. I mean, I guess that's also like if you're a single person, it's different and you go out and you know what I mean. But like I have I got a roommate to hang out with. I got a girlfriend to hang out with. So I guess it's more fulfilling to hang out at home, to hang out with your people. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
So if you're a single person, I guess it's different. I can understand why you'd like an overcrowded bar. You get to intermingle and socialize. But, like, if you got a couple, like, I'm one of those people, like, I like hanging out with people, but I don't like hanging out with a billion people. So I got a couple people to hang out with. That'll do for me.
Yep. That's how I am. I like a good solid group. Yeah, that's a good one.
Thank you.
Probably going to be hard to come up with 5, but I know another one for sure, and that is I never understood it before, but I also don't think it was as big of a thing when we were around. Slang terminology for the new generation, for Gen Alpha, or not Gen Alpha, because Gen Alpha was just born, for Gen Beta, is absolutely off the rocker, bro. Like, it's so nuts. You can't even call it slang. You have to call it alternative terminology because it is a completely different way of thinking and way to formulate a word. Like, they're just making shit up and addressing, which frustrates me because why not just say the word that you're skipping over that clearly addresses whatever the topic or issue is that you're addressing? But no, instead you're going to come, you know what, no. I can't let Mom know that I'm calling her a bitch. Now she's a bebop. Mom, stop being such a bebop. Come on. It's so stupid. And then she's like, where'd you hear that from? It's on Fortnite, a bebop, Mom. Like bebop from for the robot bebop. Just make up some freaking lie. It's so ridiculous. I can't. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Sorry. But seriously, it upsets me so much. I can't think of the stuff because I refuse to learn it, and every time I hear it, I'm like, what does this mean? So I can't, like, list off, but just like, I don't know. Put on some 10-year-old stream for, like, 10 minutes if you don't have younger siblings, and you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Dude, yeah, I have a brother that just turned, let's see, 15. I had to do the math, dude. I have a good handful of brothers, for those who don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to calculate. I know what year they're all born, but I had to calculate the years. So, but yeah, I have a brother that's just turned 15. So I love the guy to death, man. I do. He's a good kid. He really is. He's a good kid. He's an athlete. He works hard. He does all of this shit. He does all this shit right. He's a good kid. But, like, I've just heard him say, like, a couple things. Not necessarily now. I guess he's grown out of it a little bit. But, man, when he was, like, 12, I remember hearing him say a couple things. I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yep.
I don't know what you mean.
Dude, I can't imagine. My issue is like more of the stuff that I've heard in the last, like, year and a half, probably. And that's what frustrates me is that I really can't think of it now. But, like, they're so... I could ask Faith because she's a teacher. So, like, she constantly hears it. I don't know. It's just, I hate slang terminology. I like structure. I like formed words. I like everything to make sense. And it goes back to what I said earlier. I don't like wasting time. Why are you wasting my time making me wonder what this means? And then I don't know. And then you're going to say it again. And I still don't know. And I'm going to say, what does that mean? And then you're going to explain it to me, and then you wasted even more of my time. No.
Yeah. You know what? That is also a good one, dude. I agree with you. We're not going to be able to make a top 5 list. I think we should do top 3. And that makes me feel good because that makes me feel like I'm less of an old bastard. Because I really can't come up with 5. Not off the top of my head. I'd have to sit down and really think.
Yeah, I'd have to think on it. That's not the point of this.
Right.
Yeah.
So, number 3. Let's see.
Yep.
What do I dislike as I get older?
You actually think on that. Let's take a pause break. Let's take a commercial break here. Everybody check out this fantastic place or thing or something that you should maybe think about visiting or buying or having.
That's true. You should consider it.
Meet the kings of the savannah, the lions. Feel the might of the gentle giants, the elephants. Stretch your neck with the tallest of all, the giraffes. Experience the elegance and power of the tigers. Get cheeky with the mischievous monkeys. And cool off with the dope little penguins. See a bear, be a bear. Nature awaits 7 days a week.
All right. So my third one, it's taking a lot of thinking, and I can't think of really a good one. And I don't even think it's a getting older thing. I think it's just a coincidence that as I'm getting older, they're getting shittier. Because we talked about one earlier, that didn't suck too bad, and I don't even think it sucked. But Marvel movies, man. Mm-hmm. With Marvel movies is my third one, with the exception of Deadpool and Wolverine, and I guess I'll change that, and I'll say the whole idea of the MCU or whatever, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's the thing that I dislike more as I get older, because there's fucking too much. There are too many things. And whenever I was younger, I would have thought that was exciting. I'm like, oh my god, there's all these shows and movies, and there's this and that. And as I get older, I'm like, no, I don't want to have to do this much homework to watch a fucking Avengers movie, man. I don't want to have to watch all this shit to know what's going on when they do the next big movie. I don't want to. It's too much stuff. Like, I don't have that kind of time. Even if I did, I wouldn't want to spend it watching all of that shit. There's too much.
Yeah.
Constantly.
It goes back into what we were saying earlier. You wanted to use that time in some way being productive. And if you are going to choose to watch a movie, you're not going to want to have to choose to dedicate one night of 2 weeks straight to Marvel movies just to catch up to watch, another 2 hour possible letdown with their reputation with how they've been since 2019, 2018.
Yeah, post Endgame. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's totally understandable and good, and I just agree. I can't really.
Is that your third one? Also the MCU. I love it.
No.
Or do you have?
But I do agree with you.
Okay.
That is a complaint.
Yes.
If I was gonna say a third thing that I constantly think that is on my mind a lot, I hate slackers. Like.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I hear
and
you.
I can put that in better terminology. I like effort. I like it when people put forth effort. I understand that everybody's output's going to be different and everybody's standards are different. But I like it when people have standards for themselves. I like it when people try to hold themselves to a standard. And when they don't, they set in plans or they set in something to where they acknowledge that, okay, you know what? Kind of let myself down right here. How am I going to get better at this? And it can be on all fronts. And as an average person, most average people are facing multiple fronts like that. Mine's my nicotine battle. Mine's my addiction to buying silver. Mine is my issue with conversation. I don't seem to present emotion as much as I seem to present logic and facts, and so and so whenever it comes to people that you care about, usually it doesn't matter, but whenever it comes to people I care about, I hurt their feelings because I just want to have a conversation not based on that, because that's how all of mine are. But as I get older, I recognize that that's empathy, and I need to start having empathy, and I need to start understanding, it's just a part of growing up, but it's a part of the standards, and it's something that I address with myself, and I constantly try to correct, and then every time that I have a conversation, I see slight improvements. This podcast has been a really big help to me too, just because in terms of waiting for a real thought to be made instead of just what was first said, understanding that there are going to be pauses and breaks between a thought, it's helped me seem not so rushed, and in turn not so rude. And so I'm thinking a little more about them, and just overall. So I want everybody to, whatever your standards are, hold yourself to them and grow them. And once you achieve them, set new ones.
It's pretty good. That's a good third one. I think it's a good time for our final and personally my most favorite little part of this little deal we got right here.
Yeah.
You ready for the review?
Oh yeah, let's do the review.
Do the review. Do you want to go first? Or you want to go first? I think you should go first. I got some shit to say.
Okay, I'm gonna grab it. It is right over here.
Yeah, dude.
I can show you. It's a presentation.
Oh.
Okay, everybody. This is the dancing cactus toy.
Whoa.
This is a toddler's toy. If you press this button, it sang a simple little jingle. It was just music, rhythm. There was no vocals to it. And it dances. If you press this button, hi. Oh, I got it turned off. Anyways, you can record yourself. Hi. I'm not trying to get it to work now. Anyways.
What the fuck was that?
Whatever you say, it repeats.
Oh, okay.
In a really cool voice. But I'm holding it far away so that it's still picking me up. This button plays music. The other day I was messing around with this freaking little toy, and I was just pressing buttons. There's only 2, but I pressed them a lot, and I unlocked it. And now, these people at the factory, happy birthday.
Hell yeah. Dude, a little party cactus, man. Holy shit. Dude, that guy's got everything.
You said it, and he delivered.
Yeah. It's got more of everything than I even ever thought it did. What the fuck? No fucking way. Dude, hit it one more time. I want to see if it's got like fucking...
Go.
What is it? Has it got like Metallica on there? Oh my god, dude, that's insane.
It's kids.
That's insane. That thing's got a hell of a soundtrack, dude. Jesus Christ.
Anyways, this is my review of the week. This is the Dancing Cactus toy, available at Walmart, Target, Amazon, and all your local retailers. This thing is so much fun. This thing, my Aunt Patty got it for Layla for Christmas, and it has been awesome. So
that thing is sick.
Yes, review 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Figure out, I don't know how I unlocked it, but there's a way to unlock it to where you to where it does all that stuff. So yeah. So this will be at every party we're at now.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so cool.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
We're about to shift gears real hard. Alright. Now, if anybody who hasn't seen this before, we don't just review one particular thing. We pick a thing, or a show, or a game, or a fucking, just really whatever. We just pick something at random to review, You know, we don't have a lot of time. Sometimes we pick some bullshit, probably, you know, but we pick some stuff. I stumbled across this one. So on the PlayStation Store, they got a game out right now. It's been out on PC for probably 10 or 11 years or so, maybe 12. It's called The Stanley Parable. It has really good reviews. People like the game, I guess. You know, they find it fun. They find it entertaining. I didn't. I downloaded it. It was free. It was only like 5 gigs. It took almost no time to download. You know, it was whatever. I was like, yeah, I'll try it out. I played it for 2.5 hours, I think, waiting on something fun to happen. And it just never fucking did. So what it is it's like a first-person game. I'm not going to give like the whole backstory of it, I guess. You know, if you want to, you can play it for yourself. If you got a PlayStation, it's free on the PlayStation Store. If you got the PS Plus subscription or whatever. But it's just like a decision-making game. Like, you go, and there's a narrator that tells you to do one thing, and you can listen to him, or you can not listen to him. And there's all kinds of different shit you can do, but at the end of it, there's 42 different endings, apparently. And from what I've read, you know, I don't know if it's true or not, they don't keep track of which endings you have and haven't done. So if you make the slightest fuck up, or if you forget which path you did or didn't take, you can repeat the same one. I didn't repeat any. But I played this thing for 2.5 hours. I don't remember how many different endings I got. But, none of them made me go, whoa, this game's awesome. Like, when I first started watching it, the narrator was a little funny and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, he made some wisecracks, but the further I got in, you know, when I got about 2.5 hours in, I was like, alright, I'm not having fun. And, like, you know, Joss was watching me play it, too, and she was like, how are you playing this game? I said, I don't know. I was like, I just, at the moment, don't have anything to do. I was like, I was waiting on, you know, the rest of the football to come on, and I was like, I don't really have anything to do. So I was just playing it for a little bit more, and then I was like, I eventually realized, like, I am not enjoying this shit. It is not fun at all. It's tedious. It's fucking boring. It sucks. I don't know what else I can say about it. It's bullshit. It was terrible. If I ever paid money for it, I'd have been furious. And whoever gave it good ratings, you should probably get a fucking job, because that game is it's tedious. It sucks. If it takes you, if you can play 2.5 hours of it trying to get to the fun part and you don't get to the fun part, you didn't make a fun game. If you can play an hour of it and you don't have at least a little bit of fun, you probably didn't make a fun game. Like, I laughed at the shit the narrator said here and there. I was like, oh, that guy's kind of funny, you know, this and that. Like, he's making these wisecracks. But it really sucked because every time the story resets, which is very frequently, depending on which ending you get, because it's real quick to get the endings. Mm-hmm. When the story resets, it always resets with the same dialogue, and it just gets so fucking aggravating.
Yeah.
Hearing this guy kick the thing back off, and then, like, do the, you know, the first 2 or 3 things that you do always sound the same, and I'm like, man, I don't know who the hell enjoyed this game, but if you can be entertained by that, dude, I'm envious of you, because that game bored the absolute dog shit out of me.
Yeah.
That game sucked. Like, my first couple reviews were real positive, things that I found that were real positive. This one, if I'm to give this a rating, it's going to be that right there.
Yep.
It's going to be...
That's a 1 star, guys.
Yeah. If that.
1 star.
That one
star.
No, realistically, it's like 3. Like, I mean, they put effort into it. I respect that. It's amusing for 30 minutes. But it's like, if you're just trying to find something to do to fill your time with something else. That game bored the shit out of me. I would have rather have, I don't know. I would have rather have, like, eaten shards of glass or something. I don't know. Probably not that extreme, but I would have literally rather, like, you know how I said earlier I hated driving, and because the older I got, I hated driving, like driving to the grocery store and this and that were tedious. I'd much rather spend my time that whole 2.5 hours driving to the grocery store, grocery shopping, going home, and unloading everything and doing all that bullshit I'd much rather have spent the time doing that than playing that godforsaken game. That game sucked. I don't even want to give it a number rating. I mean, if people liked it, people liked it. The hat's to you, I guess, but fuck that. Fuck that game, dude. That thing sucked. I'll never touch that thing again.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, sucky games suck for sure because that's just a waste of time. Luckily, you didn't pay money for it.
Right.
Most people aren't that lucky. Used to, there weren't that many bad games because developers didn't have the opportunity to make them. But now they're coming out so often.
Now, this was
like slip through pretty quick.
This was like an independent game, and it came out like
Okay.
I will preface it with this: it was an independent PC game that came out 12 years ago. I'm sure at the time it was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, had I stumbled across this when I was a teenager, I would have been like, okay, this is kind of fun. You know, if I was just hanging out with my friends, fucking, you know, screwing around, getting a little, you know, unsober and whatnot, and it was just like, hey guys, let's sit here and let's take turns making decisions on what we're gonna do with this guy and see what happens. Like, I could find it a little amusing for the time. Now it's like, dude, there's so much better shit. Like, if you're gonna spend your time playing a game, don't play that one, please. Like,
Yeah, it goes back to you're trying to make progress and you just can't from there.
it's for like, you know, I will give it its credit. It's free on the PlayStation Store. Like, you know, if you have the subscription or whatever, it's not like. But man, if you paid money for that thing like recently, I'm sorry. Like, it's rough. It's not money worthy unless it was like $5 or something, $5-10. I don't know. And you like boring shit, but I like some boring shit. That ain't one of them. So that's my review on that. I'll give that one. I'll give it a 3.5 for effort.
Yeah.
But that's as far as it gets. Like, it could, if it was good, it could have got like an 8. But I'm kind of generous, you know.
Awesome. Yeah. Well. Screw that game. That's all I'm gonna say. I will never even think about it. But you're more into trying the games than I am. I more stick to mainstream ones or ones that I know specifically I enjoy, usually from the past. Because I'm a casual gamer now. Maybe once a week, aside from that VR.
Before we close shop today, I do want to throw in something. I mentioned last week about the NFL playoff sims. I don't know if anybody was interested in them. I fucked up. I dropped the ball crazy. I told you the story. I went and watched the game somewhere else. I didn't stay home and simulate any of them. But that wasn't where I fucked up. I tried. My PlayStation's being all fucky. I think what we're going to have to do if we do this is make a Twitch. If we do that, I'll throw it up on the Instagram. I'll let you know. I tried to live stream it straight from my PlayStation. I logged into our joint account, our joint YouTube account, so it would stream straight on our YouTube. It had me do the verification process, which I did. I verified, my phone number, my email, yada, 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 the whole 9 yards. It said it could take up to 24 hours to verify it. I checked back 24 hours later, nothing. I checked back 48 hours later, nothing. I tried it again. I checked back again. By this time, some of the playoff games had happened. Nothing. So, if we're going to do any live streams in the future, I'll throw it up on the... If we're going to do any video game live streams, which I'll be the, primary host of probably. Justin's got fatherly things to do and what have you. And as he said, he's not much of a gamer. But, if you're interested in the games and I end up doing the things, it will most likely have to be on Twitch unless I get something sorted out on this whole YouTube live thing. But as of right now, it's being a pain in the ass. But I'll keep you posted on that. If you hear nothing, it's not happening. If you hear something, then it's going to happen eventually. But that's all I'll say about that for now.
Sweet. Well, if any of you guys do the only game I do play, like I said earlier, is VR. If anybody plays VR golf, I forget exactly which one it is I play right now, but hit me up. It's Golf Plus or something, I don't know, but it's fun.
Oh, and if anybody that does, I'm sorry to cut you off, Justin, but if anybody that does watch this wants to watch us play anything, let us know, and we will make a more concerted effort to do it. As of right now, it's just like a side project, an extra bullshit thing we were talking about because we thought people might like it. If you see this and you would like it, let us know, and we will. I don't want to say we'll guarantee do it, but we will.
We'll make an effort.
We will put it higher up on the priority list. Yeah. I'll say it that way. It will move up the ladder if it's a thing that anybody does want to see. It will move up the ladder on of importance to us. So
yep, we'll get to it eventually with that.
Yes.
I have a few last minute rants to close out that episode as I usually do.
I love it. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so it is January 14th. The cancel button is supposed to be on all applications now. If anybody has a subscription service to anything, that is online phone plan, what is any gym memberships, I guess those would be big ones. Check out and see if that's there. It's supposed to be live now. McDonald's employees, please stop pulling people forward and putting them in the drive-through spots just because you want to make that time on your thing. Guess what? You're still not getting us the food in time, so that's horseshit. You're cheating the system, and you're really worse quality employees than what even McDonald's can afford. So please just do better. Like,
especially if it's a small order.
Yeah, we were all there, and it's something else that you have to think of. McDonald's probably has one of the highest populations of former employees as any company in the United States. So a lot of people understand, dude, I know you have to make it in a minute and 20 seconds. Just because you press it at a minute and 20 seconds and it takes me 6 minutes, it makes no sense. I've waited over 30 minutes for my small town Glenville, so that's why I'm saying that. But yeah, this one is random and wouldn't happen, but I'm just saying in general, Canada should not join the U.S. That's a dumb idea. Canada, just improve yourself, bro. You've got the chance now. Be the cousin that we always look up to, but know that we're better than, but we look up to you. So be that.
Just be Canada, please.
Be Canada.
I love you guys.
Yep.
Love you, Canada.
Be Canada.
You produce some good TV. That's for damn sure. I'll give you credit.
Yeah. If anybody were to go to the CDC website right now, they would be able to look up the COVID-19 information, and they would see that the CDC states that the COVID-19 vaccines were the... hold on. I've got the words exactly. I want to, because I want people...
Dude, they're going to drop down out of helicopters and drag you out of your fucking room.
The COVID vaccines underwent, quote, the most intensive safety analysis in U.S. history. If that is true, then I feel very sorry, and we are all very lucky that none of us got sick about previous diseases before, because that's just horseshit. There's no way that it went under it. There's no way. That just they literally talked about fast tracking it, so that's fake. That's horseshit. Look it up. Make your own conclusion. I don't care. I don't see TikTok going away anytime soon just because people say that is. If you have it on your phone, first of all, look it up. You want to thank somebody. President Biden helped TikTok go away. He signed a bill in 2024 of May. Yeah. So you can thank President Biden for that. He signed a bill in 2024 banning this, and just so you know, it wasn't for TikTok itself. It was for all foreign applications that could be seen or taken as threats to national security, which is understandable, and that everybody's talked about, and everybody knows. But anyways, it's not going away. If it's currently on your phone, it's going to stay on your phone. The law targets not users, but the companies that offer it. So Microsoft and Apple are both. It's going to be taken off the App Store around probably the 21st. But you'll still be able to use it if you have it. And to access it, if you don't have the app, what I read was you can still get on it. It'll just take a little bit of finessing. And once you finesse it, then you're right in. So just a little bit more... tech savviness.
You can't just go in through like a web browser. Could you do that, or are they just removing the app? They're not removing the usage. Like you could throw up
I don't know.
Like on me and my computer right now. If they were to remove the app, like could I go on my computer and go to just TikTok on my computer? Not
no,
that I
because
do,
I don't know. See that I don't know. I don't know. Because what I read was if you're a little tech savvy, you can get in it pretty easily.
Okay. I know what that means. Okay.
But it's also the fact of if you're somebody that doesn't have TikTok already, you're not getting it. So it's not really affecting a whole lot of people. But yeah, so that's the current news on that. And I'll just end with productivity trumps any oddities or personality, like any personalities that you have. And by that, I go back to within work. I'm a very odd guy. I may seem normal, and I am not. But it is more to the point of I feel like everybody is unique and weird. And the older I get, the more I realize that. And within that, I have met so many people that I'm like, dude, you can tell that you were never anything more than talk, and it's to the point that you just don't hold yourself to any sort of standard, and you don't hold yourself accountable for certain things. And so I just go back to productivity. Productivity will make you a better person. Whatever it is, be productive.
Yep. Even if it's some dumb bullshit, as long as it makes you feel good and it is productive, do it. I agree with you.
100%.
Yeah. That'd be a good time to sign off. I'm gonna throw
awesome.
threes.
We'll see you guys later.
Yeah.